Hello everyone! Today I'd like to show you a few tips that you could execute in Final Fantasy XIV to do some kind of cool stuff, and some of it's applicable in combat environments. First thing we're going to do here is we're going to open up our character configuration. It's going to look like this on the General tab, and if you click over to the Target tab, you're going to notice that if you scroll down, you'll have highlight potential targets. Now let's turn that off and see what it does. Oh, kind of weird. What happens if we turn it on? Oh, would you look at that? It's got a nice little yellow highlight. Kind of cool, and it's an easy way to find out what you're targeting, in case your mouse happens to be a little lost. The next trick we're going to show you is going to be over here on the UI settings. You're going to be looking at the general menu at first. You're going to click on over to the HUD. Now let's say you're fighting a big bad enemy and you want to see its percentage. Well, oh yeah, we got you covered. Go ahead and click on down to the display target's remaining HP percentage, and voila. Now you're going to go ahead and see how much of a percent of HP you got left. If I click on myself, you'll see 10% right up here, but if I deselect it, then I have no idea. This can help you figure out just how much you're looking at. There's also macros you can make to show tenths of a percentage. That's the next thing's kind of different. It's not applicable for combat, but it looks kind of cool. If you press the pause break button on your keyboard, you're gonna look directly at your camera. Kind of cool for taking screenshots, especially when you like to find the good light. I think it looks pretty good. And the last thing we're gonna talk about today is let's say you've seen some of the other videos and you go, "Hey Rin, how did you get into that dojo place? I noticed you were attacking something in a dungeon." So you're gonna press U. You're gonna open up your Open Duty Finder settings. Click down to Explorer mode, and this will allow you to go into a lot of dungeons over the course of the game, including the Stormblood dungeon, Kugane Castle. Head on in, and this is a dungeon that changes with the time of day. You are going to see we are currently in daytime. I particularly enjoy heading on over to this area right around the corner. And you head in, and none of the creatures are going to be here, so you don't have to worry about having to fight your way through anything. And when you come on right over, you'll see here. This is where I like to set up my dojo. You get off the mount. You could execute any of the limit breaks if you want, but what we're going to do is summon Striking Dummy. And there we have it. Now let's say we wanted to use a limit break. Well, we can do that. In fact, we could show off every limit break if we want. I'm particularly partial to Gunmetal Soul. Insert screaming here. Poop Mountain from Warrior is pretty cool. Dark Knight gets to open up a giant void with Dark Force. Paladins is kind of lame. I don't really like it. I think it's a little dumb. But that doesn't mean that Last Bastion doesn't do the job anyways. For healers, I definitely think that the Blessed Tree is fantastic. Gives me an Elden Ring vibe. It's really, really pretty. And then White Mages is just kind of standard. You know, big, nice flashing light, some feathers, brings you up, pulse of life. Scholar, they get angel feathers, which again isn't that bad. It's kind of just a big boom. But I think what takes the cake when it comes to healers as a whole is Astrologian. Astro gets this gorgeous limit break. I'm pretty big on space, so Astral Stasis is pretty pog. And you could even test if you wanted to. You have all the limit breaks for the DPS as well, because we have a Striking Dummy. So if we wanted to cast Meteor, I'm getting flashbacks to Behemoth. Ecliptic Meteor will take us all. It will be a little bit of time before you can change up the LB, because you won't be able to change jobs right away after attacking something. Oh, and here's a neat little trick. If you cancel a Machinist's LB, this works in raid content too. If you cancel it, you'll just see this little guy flying around, and the whole party will see it too. So I guess if you wanted some disco lights, you could do that. Yeah, but that's all I had for you today. Just want to do something short, something sweet, give you a few little combat tips, as well as some aesthetic things and how to get into Explorer mode. You could even mount up in here, which is pretty great. And as you can see, plays our music for our mounts as well. We can just go around. No creatures are going to attack us. You can check out the little koi fishies. And that's about it. All right, well, thank you guys for coming by. We have Omega Protocol coming out on Tuesday. It's going to be a stupendous time. And I can't wait to Prague. We're going to be doing 2 groups, 16 hours a day total. It's going to be fantastic. And that's all for me. I'll be here next time. Will you?